Bad posture can cause headaches, back pain, and other nasty symptoms, and it really limits your overhead mobility for exercises like handstands, shoulder presses, and bridges. What's up? Nashon here. Today I want to teach you 4 exercises I've learned over the years that have helped me with my posture and can hopefully help you as well. Let's get started. So the first thing to understand is what bad posture is and what it looks like. We're all used to seeing this position as a bad posture, but most of us don't know what exactly is going on there, what causes it. So a bad posture is a combination of positions in our spine, scapulas, and shoulders. The spine is bent forward, the scapulas are elevated, tilted, and protracted, and the shoulders are internally rotated. Now that we know the definition of bad posture, let's figure out what causes it, how it happens. We can break down the reasons into 2. One is psychological and emotional, and the second one is lifestyle related. Obviously, there's also the technical physical explanation of which muscles are short and which are weak that cause the situation, but there's always a reason why we got there. That's because unless you have some illness like kyphosis, you were probably born with good or at least okay posture, and the thing that changed it happened later in life. For some, it's not wanting to be noticed, so they subconsciously show they're submissive by taking up less space and looking smaller. Some girls in their teenage years feel embarrassed by their boobs growing and don't want people to pay attention too much, so they slouch. And many of us just sit in front of a computer a lot in a hunched position because it's more comfortable and helps us look closer at the screen. There's actually another reason that many people don't talk about, and that's bodybuilding or working mostly on strength. Most people just think about how amazing they will look when they work out, but few other people understand the consequences of their choices of exercises, like in working just on getting bigger or stronger. Your body becomes unbalanced and many muscles get very short and tense, which makes you lose mobility. Whatever the reason is for your case, you'll probably have to deal with it, since fixing your posture will expose you to the reason you have it in the first place. For example, having good posture can make you look confident and take up more space in the world, which will make you noticeable and face you with your insecurities and so on. Anyway, the technical reason you have bad posture is because your shoulders' internal rotators are stronger and shorter than your external rotators. Your lower and mid traps are weaker than your upper traps and serratus anterior. Your pectoralis minor is pretty tight, and you lack control and mobility in the thoracic part of your spine extensors. So the way to fix your bad posture would be to 1. Lengthen and release these muscles, and 2. To strengthen and increase the mobility of the opposite muscles. Today I'll show you a combination of these 2 methods. The first drill is the German hang. It's the only passive drill we'll have today, but learning how to do it will take some active effort. I'll explain. First, you want to grab a pair of rings or a bar, whichever you can get. Rings will be more comfortable probably. And you basically want to do a circle with your body and hang passively in this position. Now, most of you probably won't have this range of motion, so what you want to do is to slowly develop it. The way to do that is by hanging upside down on the rings and slowly starting to rotate backwards as much as you can while feeling secure and stable. If you get to a point where you feel like you can't come back from, you've gone too far. So take your time and be present and focused not to cross that line. That's what I meant by saying this exercise requires some active effort. It's because you'll have to hold yourself from going too far down before you feel comfortable there, and because going up to the hanging upside down position requires some strength. Try to hold 10 seconds at first, and with time try to increase it to 20 to 30 seconds and to increase your range of motion until you get to the full German hang. Do 3 sets of 20 to 30 seconds holds when you can, even in the advanced position. The second exercise is the first active one and is called external shoulder rotations. The last exercise focused on stretching the pectoralis minor, the small muscle in our chest that tilts our scapula forward. Now we'll focus on our shoulders, on strengthening the enemies of the internal rotators, the external rotators. The way we do that is by sitting in this position and placing our elbow on our knee in a way that our shoulder is almost at the same height as our elbow. Then we want to grab a resistant band, make sure it's an easy one. Have a 90 degrees angle between our forearm and our biceps and rotate our shoulders backwards as much as we can. Now, this movement should be slow and not explosive. We want to strengthen our external rotators at the end of our range of motion. So do 3 sets of 10 repetitions and hold the last one for 10 seconds every time. If you're liking the content so far, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. I'll be uploading more tutorials like this one in the future, so make sure you don't miss it out. The next drill is scapular pulls or depression. This drill will help us reduce the tension in our upper traps and avoid the elevated shoulders. What you want to do is to hang from a bar or rings and pull yourself upwards with straight arms as high as you can. The movement should be small and only come from your lower traps. It's a bit complicated to understand at the beginning, since pulling usually comes as a package of movements, including bending our elbows, but this time we want to isolate the movement from the lower traps only. A good way to tell if you're doing it well is if you're going up without closing the distance between your chest and your arms. You might have a slight angle in your back, but that's okay. As long as you're not bending your elbows or getting your chest closer to your arms, you're fine. Try to do 10 reps of holding the position for 2 seconds and then going down for 3 sets. Once this feels easy, you can upgrade it to the one arm scapular pulls and do 5 reps per side for 3 sets. Again, holding the upper position for 2 seconds for each rep. If you want to learn a bit more about different and cool hanging drills, I've created a video about it. A link should pop up somewhere up here, so check it if you want to. The last drill was a real game changer for me and is one that many people probably don't know, called the thoracic spine extensions. Learning to extend your upper back is a real challenge, at least it was for me. Most of us never focus on isolating that part and learning to control and move it, but it can really help your posture and improve your overhead mobility. Basically, it's meant to strengthen the upper part of your spine extensors and increase their active range of motion so you can stop slouching. Start by standing up straight and place your hands together so they're touching your chin and your chest. Now, this instruction will sound weird, but you want to think about pointing your nipples to the sky. When I was taught this move, I was told to imagine I have laser beams coming out of my nipples and that I want to target them to the sky. So you don't have to imagine the laser beams part, but the other part is pretty important. Now, you want to make sure that your chin and chest touch your hands at all times and that you're not retracting your scapula. You're not supposed to open your chest, but to point it upwards by activating this area of your extensors. It will probably be a small movement, and that's fine. You're not supposed to be able to do more. You want to do 3 to 5 sets of 10 repetitions and hold the last one for 10 seconds. With time, your range of motion will increase and you'll learn how to do it without using your hands. These are the drills you want to work with. Some will be harder than others because we're all built differently and have different weak points. Whatever your progress is in each exercise, take your time. It takes a while for these muscles to get strong and mobile enough to counteract the tight muscles you have, so be patient. Also, because it's probably going to be the first time you're working on these muscles directly, you'll get more sore than usual and will develop tension pretty fast. So if you feel tense for the first few weeks and even month, it's fine. Just make sure to release it if it's too much with a massage or stretches, and over time, the tension will decrease. There obviously are more drills you can work on that we didn't cover in this video, specifically passive stretches for the short and tense muscles that cause this bad posture, but the exercises we did cover should be a great start and foundation to fixing your posture. Let me know down in the comments if you want me to create a video about these extra exercises, and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss it and other videos. If you like this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. It will really help me grow this channel and show this video to more people, so thank you for that. Anyway, have a good day and peace.